What was
Let's
that,
get
Joey?
into it, man. Let's get into the week. What do you
All
want to
right.
bring up
So
early?
here is one big question right here, kind of going back to the Raiders. Is Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders a for real team? Can they challenge the Kansas City Chiefs in the division as well as challenge the Chargers and make the playoffs? And is Derek, and I'm already starting to see things of like if Derek Carr, which I agree, if he continues to stay on this path at how he's playing, he is in the MVP race. Do you think they are for real, or do you think they'll crash and burn?
Here's my thoughts, okay? Because we actually play the Raiders. Miami Dolphins play the Raiders this upcoming Sunday. Every year they kind of ask this question. For like the past 2 or 3 years, they always ask the question: Is Derek for real? Are the Raiders for real? Is Derek Carr for real? And I feel like this is just kind of reminiscent of like the conversation we had with Ryan Tannehill. Like, is he a franchise quarterback? Will he do it this year? How far will they go? So I'm more of a wait and see guy. I was very high a couple years ago on the Raiders. Maybe not last year. Like I'd really follow them too well, but they got a lot of good guys. They got a lot of good skilled guys. I know they're tight end. They got Henfro. They got Ruggs who can score deep, really
Yeah.
fast.
Got Waller, got
So
him on my fantasy team.
offensively, like they should be explosive. They have all the pieces. Like they have the pieces to be successful. So I'm more of like a let's wait and see. Let's see all the tough teams. I'm trying to look at their schedule to see what kind of tough teams they have a pretty easy team. They have a tough schedule later on. They play Washington week 13, Kansas City week 14, uh, week 10. Um, let's see how they do against week 4. They're gonna play the Rams. That's a fucking really good. I'm sorry, excuse me. They're gonna play the Chargers. Excuse me. So let's see how they do against good teams. This will be a great matchup this upcoming Sunday. They play the Miami Dolphins. Let me see how to do there. I'm actually more, uh, you know, I'm more, I'm more high on the Dolphins defense and the offense this year. So let's see how they do. You know, against tough teams. Those were big wins. They had one in overtime against Baltimore, Pittsburgh, but and the Steelers especially. I would consider Steelers probably a better defense than Baltimore. But those are really two really good teams. So if they continue to stack up games against good teams, then I'll say they're for real. But not in week 3, not week 2, week 3.
I will say, like, I'm kind of on the same boat as you, but I'm leaning more towards I think they're for real. I think every year, the past few years, they've been like kind of in the hunt towards the end of the season, but they never have enough wins or can never really close it at the end of the season. And they're just outside of the hunt or just outside of the race. But I think they finally get it figured out. I think this season they finally do it. Derek Carr seems to be like a new man right now. He's playing out of his mind so far. Like you said, they have insane weapons. Henry Ruggs is starting to become an insane talent who can really take the top off of defense. Especially, I was watching the highlights. He had like a 60-yard bomb from Derek Carr and just burned two of the two of the Pittsburgh secondary players. And obviously, you have Darren Waller. They have another tight end that I was watching. He's actually starting to come into his own. Carrier, I believe his name is. And then, yeah, obviously they have the run game with Kenyon Drake. Josh Jacobs is banged up right now, but once he comes back, you have a nice 1-2 punch. The offensive line looks really solid. They're keeping him upright. The defense does its job. Like they're to me, they're a serious threat against Kansas City. And even the previous times they've played Kansas City, they don't get blown out by Kansas City. They put up a tough fight against them. And I think John Gruden might have something figured out. I think they're going to be really good. Like I have the stats here. Week 1, Derek Carr threw 34 out of 56 for 435 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then in week 2 against the Steelers, he did 28 for 37, 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. So yeah, if he can keep his rhythm going, and like you said, he has a ton of weapons, and as long as their defense can hold up, which it seems to be they could be. I think they're serious. I think they're for real.
Yeah.
I think I would not
And
want to go against them.
Jojo, do you have
So
any?
real quick, yeah. So what they play the Dolphins this coming week, right?
This coming week.
Yeah.
They're at home.
Right, so
Raiders are at home.
Storyline now. Look, right. Dolphins, got zipped out at home. Let's say Dolphins make a comeback game, end up beating the Raiders. Will that change your mind on how you view the Raiders next week if they lose against the Dolphins, Julian?
I don't think they lose against the Dolphins. One, because you have Jacoby Brissett. Two is out for this week and has a possibility to come back the week after next. But I don't think. Okay, say if Dolphins do win, I still feel good about them because at the end of the day, Dolphins does have a solid defense, even though they lost 35-0. You saw flashes of it. That game wasn't as, it was a bad game, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bad as what you would think. The defense still did convert a lot of turnovers and stuff. So I wouldn't be upset at them losing and think that it's over. Obviously, it's one game. I would still be sold out on them. It also depends how they perform. And I think they're too hot right now. I think they go into Miami, or do they play at Miami? I don't know if they play at Miami.
They're at home. Raiders
they're
are
at Vegas.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, I think they win that game. And even if they do lose, I'm still not. I'm not. If as long as they perform well, I'm still not pulling out of my opinion of them. I think for me to change my mind, they would have to lose a few games consecutively and lose it bad. Because even if you lose close games like that, which are going to happen in the NFL, I'll probably forgive them a little bit. But if they keep on performing like they're doing, I think it's only up from there.